I don't think a lot of people talk about the pain of being a writer. There is a lot of suffering involved in the whole writing process. It's just that you have to get those things right. In order to get things right, you have to be in that spot. You have to be in that emotional puddle in order to write about that. If you're not in that headspace, you're going to write things that are just not relatable. They would just not click to you as a writer. Now the audience might find it really good. They might praise you for that. At the same time, you will not like it yourself, and in the end, the whole process of writing will feel more like a job rather than a passion. On top of that, on top of that, there are certain experiences that you must have to go through in order to write about that, because a lot of times when we are writing about scenarios, when we're writing about life, on top of that, there are certain scenarios and experiences that you must go through in order to write a good piece. For example, if there is a particular moment or a character that you're writing about, that it's going to be very difficult to write about something that you don't know or you not have personally experienced. So it's very hard to draw inspiration out of the little fountain that you have with your experiences, because a lot of times writing is personal, and if it's not, you're not going to be able to enjoy the process. And the process itself, especially when you're writing something which is sad, something which is quite traumatic to you, something which is quite sad, you're going to be in that headspace for a long, long time, because in order to do that, you must feel those emotions in order to convey them. This has been like a personal struggle for me. Because of that, I have had a lot of writers block. There have been instances where I haven't been able to write for about months or even years. I've been a writer for 7, 8 years. I started when I was in high school, before AI was a thing. I have been a writer from a very young age. Once you've just gotten used to writing in a certain scenarios, then you can't just get out of that in an instant. For example, in order to write about sadness, I must have to have felt those experiences. Otherwise, it just comes out as something which is not sincere, something which is not true, or something that does not connect with me personally and neither the audience. Especially with the emergence of AI, artificial intelligence, it's just been very demotivating for me, because if I write something, the AI can do 100 times better. Of course, I have tested this. I have tested my own work against AI. It's just you can't really beat that. It's demotivating because I've learned to write for years. I've read a lot of things. I've read a lot of books. You just can't really compete against something which is trained on so much data that I have no idea of. Millions and millions of terabytes of data. You're just competing against that machine. You just feel so, you feel unworthy. You feel like you can't really do it anymore. It's rather better to outsource it, outsource it to AI, because it's just flawlessly creates those words that you would spend hours thinking and thinking. Now, I'm not saying that I like the use of AI, that I'm reliant on AI for writing. At the same time, it's just very demotivating. It's just that everyone is a writer now. With AI, everyone has poetry to them. Everyone has that sense of, everyone can write a poem. Everyone can be romantic. Everyone can be charismatic. Everyone can put on the facade of being someone who is eloquent in writing. Before AI, this wasn't a thing. Before AI, you had to really scrounge through the internet, scrounge through the books in order to get a different opinion. You have to post online. You had to ask your friend. It was just a whole different process, which was really enjoyable at that time. Now you just can't go on about it. There's just whole set of data out there which is outperforming you in a way. You just have to have good prompts written in order for AI to produce the work for you. It just nothing feels authentic anymore. If I write something, like this has happened to me a lot of times where I have tried communicating my own works. People think that it's AI generated. Like I've used AI. They asked me what prompt did I use. I was like, okay, damn. People really think that I've used AI in my work because nothing is authentic anymore. I don't blame them for questioning it because that's just the way it is. Everyone is now a writer. It does not sit right with me that we're just using AI to portray ourselves as something we are not. It's just that there's just so much information out there. There's just so much data out there. There's so many different writing styles out there that you just can't really compete against. It's just a whole slippery slope from down there. Before that, it used to be everything felt authentic. Everything felt more charismatic and passionate. Now you're just like, if even if I do read something, even if someone reads something, they're gonna believe that it was created by AI and that it is not authentic at all. This just pains me as a writer because something that takes me even a years or months to write, people can just be like, this is AI. You must have used AI. Why should I care about reading your work? This has been a little demotivating for me. I just wanted to rant about this. I think a lot of people might feel the same way I feel. That's about it. See you.